for the best deals and the most awesome giveaways on sensory toys, educational tools, and kid products all in one spot. This is Sensory Deal Live. Hey y'all, Angela here. Do your kiddos love STEM and STEAM kits just as much as mine do? Well, and also, do you guys need any new fun board games for your next family fun night? Well, if you said yes, then this is the show for you. Today, we are thrilled to introduce to you the amazing world of Griddly Kids. Now, what is Griddly Kids, you may ask? Griddly Kids is a leading company that creates engaging STEAM products and STEM board games for kids and families. But before we take a deep dive into learning more about Griddly Kids and their awesome products, I want to welcome all you viewers. Hey guys, how are you? We are so excited you are here with us this evening. Please feel free to say hi, comment where you're viewing us from, send any questions you also may have our way. We would love to hear from you and get those answered for you. Don't forget to also stay till the end of the show. We will be giving away 2 of the products that we are showing you today. All you'll have to do is answer the question that we ask you at the end of the show in the comments, and we will pick our winner then. Now, I'd like to introduce to you our guest today. It is Risa Schwartzman, and she is the CEO and founder of Griddly Kids. She has a background in dance, teaching, and a passion for experimental learning. She is on a mission to bring joy and education together. Armed with degrees in exercise physiology, psychology, and dance, Risa infuses creativity and science into their products. When she is not working, you can find her making memories and sharing laughter with her grandkids and her kids. Hi, Risa. How are you? We are so thankful you're here with us this evening.
Thanks for having me join the team here. It's great to be here.
Now, I have a few questions before we get started into exploring your products. Can you tell us about the inspiration behind starting Griddly Kids and what drove you to focus on STEAM kits and STEM board games for kids and families?
Great question. I didn't originally plan on being in the toy world, but I was given the opportunity and I was able to start learning about board games, and I started developing my games, and all of a sudden somebody told me, you're making educational STEM games. I went, oh, I didn't realize that's what it was, because I didn't know much about it. And then I realized that's really what came out of me, is the passion for science and being excited about math and science together, and how I like to play, and how I like to get my kids involved, and how I found them stimulated. And but I also have a very creative side of me. So when we started looking at some of the science kits, I didn't want to do just science. I really love the idea of bringing them together and to know that they're not that different, but they're different parts of your brain, but they all come together. And that it was I like the wow factor of having the science and the art together.
That's so awesome. I love how, you started off with one vision and then it ended up veering into this amazing company that you have created now. My next question is, developing educational products that are both engaging and informative can be challenging. Could you share some insights into your creative process for designing your STEAM kits and your STEM board games that strike it and make it balanced and make it effective?
So I'm not a disciplined planner. Like when I don't sit down and go, okay, I'm going to come up with from 10 till 12, I'm going to work on creative ideas. I'm more of that inspirational kind of developer, where something just hits me, and then I start doing a lot of planning around it. I get a concept of what I want to do. When I started the Just Add kits, the STEAM kits, I remembered one experiment that really got me excited, and it had to do with milk. And then I thought, oh, it'd be so cute if the kids got it in a milk container, and we'll put it in a milk caddy. Actually, it's right here. So this is where the kit started. And I thought if it was really cute and it does really well, then we can, go to the other market and do other topics where we bring everything that examines around the topic. So anything that we could find that science activities or art activities around the topic, whether it's milk or sugar or soap or baking soda, glue or vegetables, fruit, so we really wanted to teach kids to examine all the way around. No, not just to look at it straight. Like from different facets, you can learn something different. So, sugar, everybody thinks of candy, but maybe you can make art with it. Maybe you can do a decoupage. Maybe you can make it something that sticks. Maybe it's like a glue, but oh, I didn't know that. So, oh, what else does it do? What else can I do? And then next time I pick up something else that's obvious, maybe I might examine it. Well, what else can it do? So it's really opening the science end of experimental learning. That's really, to me, what
Awesome.
gets exciting.
No, that's awesome. And I love like exploring your kits have been awesome. Like, the Just Add kits, I think are so ingenious and they're super fun for sure. Okay, guys. So today we will be showing you one of their amazing Just Add STEAM kits and then a super fun board game that is a STEM board game, and it is called Rocket Lander. We will be showing you what is in the kits and explaining the board game a little bit more. These products will also be 20% off this week just for our Sensory Deal members. So take advantage of that. Please don't hesitate to send us any questions you may have about these kits and the board game, because we have the creator herself. She will be the best one to be able to answer those questions for you and make it understandable. We would love to hear from you all. So I have two more questions and then we will get on to all of the fun, good stuff.
Great.
I know for some families that are just now learning about STEAM and STEM kits, can you explain a little bit in your own words, so we don't have to go like crazy detail or anything?
Yeah.
What is STEAM learning to you?
What is STEAM learning?
Yes.
So, I mean, it technically stands for science, technology, engineering, art, and math. So if a toy or a kit explores or engages in that play, then it would be considered a STEAM kit or a STEAM product. And our kits are definitely STEAM learning and STEAM exploration and STEAM play. And the best way to learn is always through play.
Yes, I definitely have learned that with the kids being stay at home and homeschooling. It's easier for them to retain it, for sure.
100%. I had a science experiment when I was in grade 5 in electricity, and it totally changed my perspective on how I wanted to be a learner. And anytime you can do hands-on, it's just you're using all your sensories. And since we're on the sensory learning, it's just an obvious way of engaging your smell, your sight, your touch, your feel, and so it affects your memory, engages that memory.
Very true. I can definitely tell that I am a hands-on learner more than I am a book learner. Like, it sticks more.
I'm a visual learner.
Yes. We have a comment. It says Facebook user, so I'm so sorry I don't have your name on here, or I would say it. It says, I love how you integrate art with the science. Which I definitely like. There's a lot of art, but also if you don't do the experiment right, I have noticed that it's not going to be the perfect outcome. So then you do, attempt 2, attempt 3, and then you can perfect it. So it definitely.
But that's really part of learning, right? Like if you
Yes.
read the instructions and you don't quite get it right, go back and try again. And what happens if you do it different? Like what happens if you do it in your own way? What's the results? So I think experimental learning is very open. It's not closed learning, right? It's trial and error.
Definitely agree. And our comment came from Christina. Hey, girl. She's a avid ambassador. We love her. Okay, the next one is, because we know STEAM. So what is the difference between STEAM and STEM? Because I know it's like there's a little bit different, but it still is the same group. It's still the same family.
So STEM, you take the art out. So it's science, technology, engineering, and math. So they actually have nothing to do with art. So some of our games where we're usually doing more math, most of my games, because I'm very not electronic, So I don't have a lot of engineering. There might be engineering in it in the sense that you had to have a lot of engineering to develop the game, but you're not learning necessarily engineering. Most of my games are more learning the either science or math. So for us, STEM is mostly science and math, but there's a lot of toys out there that engage in the technology or in the engineering. Like if you're building a robot or some that has a motor in it, you're learning. But I'm really, my company, I stay no electronics. I don't have any engagement of computer engagement with it. I really try to just be more family oriented, where you turn off the computer and be hands on um, and do it that way without the electronics. So it would be hard to bring technology exactly into it, but there's lots of toys out there that do. But we try to really specialize in the science and the math in our games, and then of course with the STEAM kits, it's also engaging how art relates to science.
Very true. I can definitely say like my kids have enough screen time. So I do like the fact that these are the things that I can do with my kids, you know, family night on a Friday or Thursday evening, you know, take away movie night for a little bit and integrate this with it. It's definitely a nice change because the kids get enough screen time.
For sure. I get to play with my grandchildren now, and my grandson loves to jump up on top of my kitchen counter, and we always have a different experiment every time he comes over, and he always wants to know what's the next experiment. So, you know, he doesn't even realize he's doing experiments. He just thinks we're playing, and he doesn't realize he's learning because he's telling when he goes home and he tells them all of what he did. So he's totally learned what he experimented on. So ultimately, the best form of learning is when you're joyful. And
Yes.
so that's the great thing about learning how through STEAM, I think, and STEM learning, because you don't even necessarily know when you're just playing with something. It's great.
And I bet it's also even inspirational to you to keep moving on and creating more products because you're like, he's retaining it. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't know he's learning, but he's retaining something. So I think that's a lot of joy too that you can see in his face.
For sure. And you look for things. Actually, we have a toy coming out in the end of the month, beginning of October, and that's into a water toy that is kind of a whole new big breakthrough for us. And we're doing a STEM water toy, so watch out for that.
Ooh, that'll be super exciting. I got a 2-year-old and a baby on the way, so
we're,
it'll be
we're,
used.
we're your girls.
Yes, yes. All right, we have a comment, and Christina said, I love that. So much is done with the computer, and how cool is it to do something other than technology? Yes, I agree.
Thank you.
All right. We are going to go on to showing you the rocket lander. This is the game. Now I am going to push my table back so then I can also show you better the actual pieces and not just this, not just my face. So let me push this back and get it set up so I can show you better with the actual game itself.
So while you're setting it up,
yeah,
the part that I love about this game is it's a three-dimensional graphing game, and a lot of kids get confused on what three-dimensional means, and this is a really easy introduction into the third element of graphing. So it's pretty easy to understand the X and Y axis, but to understand the Z axis, they'll do it without even realizing that they're learning about the third axis. So this is an easy game, much easier, let's say, than sinking a battleship, but this is the same idea of learning how to do simple graphing. And while you're doing it, you get to go through space, or you can visit the planets or the galaxy or learn the globe. So here we also have some science that way.
Awesome. Now, this game is going to be mostly for 7 and 8-year-olds, or 7 and up when it comes to age level. Of course, if you do a family grouping where you have, say, mom or dad with one of the younger kids, and then the older kids fend for themselves, then it is still definitely a very fun family-oriented board game, even if you have some little ones. So this is what it comes with. Sorry if you hear any thundering. It is raining here in Florida. And it'll have 2 board games.
You get 3 maps.
3 maps. Oh, yeah, because this one is 2 sides. So here's one, and here's the other.
Galaxy, and then, solar system. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we have this one as well, which is the world map. I don't know if there's a glare. I'm sorry, guys. So those are the 3 board games that you can use. Let me do this again. That you can choose from. So even if one night you do this one, and then the next Friday or Saturday you do this, you got 3 games, and the kids will not get bored. And then right here is where it opens up, and the drawer will have your instructions. Here's the instructions, and then the game pieces. You will get 3. Let's see if I can do this without losing game pieces. Okay, so you will get 3 dice, which these are, I don't know if there's any D&D adults out there, but it's kind of like those different shapes. So they're the cool little shapes. So you've got 3 of them. One is blue. You have 2 reds. And then you have 4 different colors. We've got green, we've got blue, orange, and of course purple, which is my daughter's favorite. So you know what she's going to grab. Now, can you explain the rules a little bit for us? Because the instructions definitely help. I'm not a math whiz. So when it comes to math, I'm a little bit more, I have to ask my husband for him to demify it for me a little bit. So if you could go through.
Let me walk you through. So take one of the maps of the that you decide to pick and put it back on top of the board.
Gotcha.
Of the box. So are we going to do the galaxy solar system?
Yeah, we can do that one.
No, just so take the first one out. Just put one in there. It'll be easier.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. Now take the 3 dice.
1, 2, 3.
Now, assuming that each of the colors have been chosen, we'll just keep them in the box for argument's sake.
Okay.
So on the board, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 on the y-axis, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the y, and then on the x. And then on the board, you'll see a bunch of blue stars or red stars.
Gotcha. Yes.
Okay. In each quadrant, there is actually 4 spots.
So this big square here actually has 4 littler spots, and every square will have 4 smaller spots in each square.
Right. Perfect. The goal of the game is to get the largest rocket landing.
Okay.
So we're going to try and create the largest rocket landing with the greatest value. So it means that all of the ships have to be touched, kind of connected. Instead of thinking the battleship, you're trying to making a cluster. So the same idea, they have to be connected.
Okay.
So on your turn, you roll the die. Okay. And what did you get?
We got a 4, 4, and a 1.
So those are your choices.
Okay.
2 of them are for your Y and X axis, and 1 is for your ship value.
Gotcha.
Now, if you took 4 and a 4, you'd have to use a 1 ship. But since you can use, if you look inside the 1 and 4 quadrant, I think there's a red 1 and 4. Oh no, it's the 1 and 1. Yeah, the 1 and 4 on the top.
Okay, right here.
No, the other side, isn't that 1 and 4?
Sorry.
You know what? My point is, pick a quadrant, and if there's a star on it, then you want to put your 4 or your 1, and so you get extra values.
Gotcha. Okay.
So if it's just a blank star, if it's just a blank, it's just worth the value of your ship.
Gotcha.
If it goes on a red or a blue star, it'll be worth either double or triple value.
Okay. So I have a 1 ship right here.
Mm-hmm.
And then you said, so it would be, so this is a 4.
If you go to 4, 4, isn't it, there's the 4, 4 at the top has actually a red star.
Let's see. We have 4, 3 has Mercury with a red star. We have 4 and 4, and it's Venus with a blue star.
Oh, you know what? I'm looking at it upside down. So yeah,
I am
whichever square you want. You pick the square that you decide, and then you just put your star. But you could also do, what you could do is use a 4 and do the 1 and 4. So you have a choice. So there's some decisions to be made. Which is your best move?
Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, there's the one block here, and then there is a red star.
Right, and you have a 4. So if you put a 4 on that red star,
gotcha,
it's not just worth 4 points. It's a great move because now it's worth triple the value. So it's not worth 4 points, it's actually worth 12. So right there, you've got your multiplication.
Wow. Okay.
But it also now means I'm not just thinking on the X and Y axis, I'm actually thinking about what's below it.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And so
Yeah.
then, and everybody would take their turns, but your goal now is to try and connect on your next roll so that the ships are trying to connect.
Okay. So let me roll again. We
It
have
would
a
be, of
2.
course, the 2 or 3 other people or 4 people playing would be
Yes.
filling the boards. Now the strategy you're trying to make one big cluster, but if someone's making a really big ship, you might try to block them from making a bigger ship. So, because that's a lot of points. So if I was being strategic, I might try and block you by putting something in the 1 and 3 quadrant if I was there. So that,
Gotcha.
right? But make sure you're in one of the 4, not in the middle. You have to be in one because you get 4 spots.
Okay.
Right? So you'd be blocking that. So there's some strategy, and you can also trump a card, a ship. So if you have a ship that's a 3 and the person got a 4, you can actually trump it. So again, there's some Z axis. So sorry, I'm Canadian, Z axis. So the idea is to try and make the biggest cluster. And
Okay.
and now you noted that there's 2 red and 1 blue die.
Yes.
So when you're playing with little kids, I think just playing 2, X, Y axis and ones for your ship value, it's easy for them to understand. But as you get older, or if they want more challenges, the one so it's 2 red and 1 blue. The blue would be the one that has to be for the ship value. So it starts making a little bit harder play. So at Gridly, we always try to make sure that there's different levels of play within the game. So that's the extra challenge.
Yeah, definitely my 11-year-old, she loved all 3. Like when she figured out the game and we got it going and everything, she was on the roll. Me, I was over here with paper and a calculator and helping my 7-year-old.
Yeah, so you can see that 1 to 4, even the 7-year-old can understand graphing 1 to 4, but your 11-year-old was already trying to do a lot more math on it, right? So she understood the math element of it. So there you go.
She loves her graphs for sure.
And on top of it, you're learning a little bit about the solar system, the galaxy, and the globes, because we do have them marked so that the kids can learn a little bit about the planets and star system.
And that was one thing my son liked, because we actually have annual passes for the Kennedy Space Center. So when he saw it was space, he was all about trying to learn it and understand it as well.
Well, that's
a comment. Sorry, I had it bent down, so make sure I didn't miss any comments we had. Okay, we have not missed a comment yet, so we're good. We're on the roll. Let's see. And so we have gone over the game. Can we, Techie in the background, please show the listing for Rocket Lander off of Amazon for me, just for a little bit. And then we will go on to our sugar kit, which we have a demo. So, and we will definitely be deep diving into that sucker. There we go. It is being pulled up. So bear with us. Awesome. Okay. So this is the kit off of the Amazon listing. So you can see a little bit more, because I know there's probably a little glare on my screen. I apologize, guys, for that. This is an awesome kit. I can definitely say that, yes, the 7-year-old needed a little help, but my 11-year-old, like, once she got it, and she was like off to the moon with it, literally. Like she was all about it. And my husband is big on math, so this was something he picked up really easily, and he was able to catch on, and he was intrigued. Of course, the 2-year-old, ran around for a little bit, so he was on my team with my 7-year-old. Because he was not that reliable. But this is definitely a fun family game. There's also quite a few other board games that they have as well that are family oriented and with different ages as well. So now I am going to get the Just Add Sugar kit. if we could cut to the YouTube video real quick, I will get that set up while you guys watch that little clip. We are getting there, guys. Alrighty. We're back, guys. Thank you for bearing with us. All right, so we have the Just Add Sugar Kit. Which I love how it's a sugar cube. You know, it's a cube, and it comes out like a little pull drawer that has all of the goodies. I'm going to go down here so you can have a better view. I'll move my little demo kit away to the side. There we go. Okay, so in this kit, which I have, there are 3 different food coloring. This is food coloring. And then we have this kit, which I did not open this one yet because we did not do this experiment yet. We also have some paint so you can color your cubes or whatever the experiment has. We also have some picks right here. We have some awesome string. How many experiments do we have in this kit?
I believe there's 12 activities in that kit.
Gotcha. And then we've got some string, 2 different colors. We have a syringe. And then, we have another thing of string, sorry. So we have purple, green, and red, different string. And then we have a paintbrush to go along with the paint. So today for our experiment, we are going to do sugar cubes. Before we get into that, I have a few little questions and then we will deep dive into the demo. So we already answered how many experiments the Just Add Sugar Kit has. I also was wondering, how does the art and science mix together in this kit? I know you have quite a few different, experiments in this kit. But so like maybe pick 1 or 2 experiments out of it, and so you can kind of explain the art and the science mixture into it, please.
So for an example, unlike a lot of other businesses, we try to make our packaging very meaningful. So thus it was the size of like a sugar cube, a small box. But we also put the string on it so that you can open and close it so you don't have to destroy the box. And so there's a purpose of that. First of all, we're teaching reuse, recycle, repurpose, reuse. So right away, that's a science element. And one of the art activities is a decoupage recipe. So we give you all the strings and you could decoupage your box, and now you have a keepsake box. So you've got the art of that, but you also have the science of that sugar can now become a glue. And you're learning about repurpose, reuse, and recycle, which is a science-based concept.
Very
cool.
That's
a simple idea.
Yeah, we have, I'm assuming this is Christina's again. Excuse me. She said, whoa, that looks fun. If we were talking about, well, both of them are super fun. So yes, the game is super fun. And then this, when you guys see the demo, me and my kids had fun doing this. Of course, we had to do a few attempts because either mommy put too much water or she didn't put enough water. So it's definitely, you definitely experiment and you learn, and then you grow from your first experiment. So then you can better understand the experiment.
You get full bottles of food coloring. So you can try as much. It's pretty hard to use up the food coloring.
Yes, I have done a few experiments and I'm getting there. But you definitely can get quite a bit off of that. And then the last question before we get into the demo is, what is your favorite experiment in this kit?
That's like saying, what's your favorite kid? Well, I mean, I love doing a few of them, but one of my favorite is actually making the sugar candy with the sticks. And sometimes you have to try a couple times to get the right consistency, to get which is, the evaporation and the consistency. But being able to pull out a candy stick is pretty exciting for the kids.
Yes, I saw like a few. I saw how it does the crystallizing, and I thought that was super cool. That's one that my kids are definitely interested in trying next. We have a comment from Wesley. It says, "My granddaughter would love this." How old is your granddaughter, Wesley? I have a 2-year-old, a 7-year-old, and an 11-year-old, and I can tell you all 3 ages loved this kit. My 2-year-old got a little messy, but that's okay. But he definitely, all ages, love this kit. While we wait for Wesley, let me down a little bit, and I do need to get me water. Luckily, my mini fridge is right next to me, so we are good. So let me move this down so you can see the actual demo that we are going to be working on. And then I'll go get some water. Oh, I didn't plan that. Oh. Got my water. All this back. Okay. Now, can we see everything, or should I push back my second table? Scoot this back a little bit. So maybe we got better camera view. All right. So let me put this in the background. What I did is I have 5 individual little tiny containers with lids, because of course we only have 3 of these, but when you mix colors, they create other colors. So I made sure I had 5 separate ones. We will mix 2 together, and I mixed the orange, the blue, put this down, and then the red earlier. Now, I know my consistency for these are probably off, so I figured we can get the experts detail on the consistency a little bit later. These are the sugar cubes I created earlier. So let me move my big tray. And then here is the instructions that have the instructions. And so all of your experiments will be in this pamphlet.
They're in Spanish too, so if you're a Latino speaker, you can take them off in Spanish as well.
Oh yeah, all the way in the back, yes. So it's got English and Spanish.
And French.
I did get chopsticks to mix them up, so I didn't have to go run into the sink, so we didn't mix colors. So bear with me on that. All right, so let me put these here, and then I will show you the sugar cubes I made. Now, just like all experiments, not everything's going to look perfect. So definitely, if it doesn't come out right at first, it's okay. Here's my little cubes. Let me get one that actually stuck. Let's see, get a better view of those. So of course I have some crumblies. I have some perfect ones that actually, stuck together. What I noticed is my first half, I put too much water. And then this one I added some sugar to the same little bowl, and then tried again. So again, if they crumble, the first one, then you probably put too much water. So then you just do your second attempt. I did have to take 2 attempts. Now, what I was using, here, let me show you this. Okay, let's show you the parts. So we have a silicone base mold, flexible. and this will be what creates your sugar cubes. Then, of course, I use the syringe to add the water. You can or cannot. First I used this because I honestly had one and I didn't want to I didn't want to lose the one that came in the box. And then I just have this little tiny cup that I use for my kids. I put the water in here so I can measure out the water, so then I don't put too much or too little water. But like I said, I did put too much water, so it happens. So let me put this in. And if you have Reza, if you have anything you want to input, please chime in. I can stop talking at any time.
Okay.
to get the experts, input for sure.
Well, I always tell the kids to start off with putting the food coloring in the sugar first and get the sugar a nice color that they want. So, I mean, you've got a red and blue and orange, but you can mix if you wanted to make purple, or if you want to make, you can mix colors. So I would put in a couple, if we want to make purple, I'd put in a couple drops of red and a couple drops of blue.
Now, I did notice when I did do a purple, I put a little too much blue, I guess, because it was a very, very dark purple.
Yeah, a little bit blue. Blue is a strong color when it comes to food coloring.
Gotcha. So maybe 1 or 2 drops.
We'll start with 1 and then stir it up and see what you like.
Okay, so here,
right? Exactly.
There's our drops. Now, when it comes to the water, is that something that you want to use last, just in case you need it? You don't probably necessarily need it.
Well, I think you're still going to need a few on that amount of sugar that you're making. I think you would still want maybe a couple teaspoons, and then you just add them a little bit at a time till you get the right kind of just a little bit moistened sugar, so it starts sticking.
Gotcha. Yes, as you see, it's kind of making its own little color balls. So we're going to add a tiny bit of water and slowly add water to make it mix. Because with this, I put water and then food coloring, and it's definitely probably a little too much water. So, and what I love about the syringe is it can help measure it. So we're going to start, I'm going to just put 1, but I put 2 milliliters in here. So we'll start with just 1 and then stir it around, see if we'll need 1 more.
It doesn't need a lot.
Sorry, yes. And it's slowly making the purple. Now, would you say that I probably put too much sugar when I made these little cube thingies? Oh, I think we lost her. All right. Now, as you see, it's mixing and it's making the purple, but we might need maybe one more milliliter. And I see we have comments, so let me pause so I can read them real quick. Oh, we do not have any new ones. Okay. Sorry, I did not want to miss everybody's comments or any questions, because that is the most important, is for everyone to understand and get their questions asked. And we love having everybody input any comments. All right. So I'm going to do, I pulled another 2. So I'm just going to put another 1. And then we will slowly keep adding if need be. And I will show you my other colors. I will have to remix them. But I will show you my other colors and show you that I think I probably did put too much water. But again, in experiments, it is never going to be the same twice or even 3 times. All right. Okay. This definitely looks a lot more purple than mine. My sugar cubes looked a little bit on the black side, like a dark purple. So I'm going to pause on the purple for right now, and I'm going to show you some of the ones that I currently made. Whoops, look at me making a mess. All right, this was the red, and I will be using a chopstick so I don't mix that purple in. Now, if you can tell, it is a little on the soupy side at the top. So when I mix it up, the soupiness does go away. Yay, you're back. So the soupiness does go away. But like I said, I think this was probably a little too much water because it did take a little bit longer for everything to evaporate, to solidify and make those cubes. So if you see it is a little bit more on the soupier side, just add some more sugar to it and get it back to the proper consistency. Once you get and you figure out and find that proper consistency, everything will be smooth sailing for you. And you definitely will be able to get those cubes dry a lot quicker. Now, would you say this consistency is still a little too bumpy? Me making a mess. Goodness gracious. Oh, I think we're having some mic problems, so we will hold off on that question. All right, so what I'm going to do is, since I've already got that red a little mixed up, I did have a side here. So worst case, always have another little container with some sugar, and then you can add sugar as you think you need more consistency and make it a little bit thicker. So we're going to have this mold right here. And of course I used my spoon. So we will put the purple in one row of the mold, and then we will go on for the rest of them.
Can you hear me now?
This. I'm going to do it in here. Yay, we got you back.
Okay, yay. Sorry about that. So what I would say is I think the purple is fine. The consistency, the red was definitely too watery. I would definitely add a lot more sugar because you know the kids want an instant gratification. So
yeah,
and I think it's easier to manipulate when it's still a little chunky. If it gets too liquidy, it's just messy. But and this is still, I think they still have to get their fingers involved because they still have to fit them into the little sugar cubes. But I think that's a great consistency there.
Very good. Okay, awesome. So this would be the consistency you were looking at for, and this would be too much, too much water. So with this one, I put about, let me see, did I finish it? I put about 3 milliliters of water in this little container here with it. So you want it to look like this, and not the soupiness that I made. All right, so I'm going to put this one in first since we already got it on the spoon. Now, what I did is I just, on the side, tilted and let it all fall in one row. Of course, when it's a little bit more soupier, it's a little bit easier to do the one row and get it to fall off. But you just pat it down with the back end of the spoon and push it in, because you want it to be pushed in and you want it to be firmly put together, because if it's loose, then of course you're not going to get that sugar cube once it solidifies and everything evaporates. So
yeah, you want to definitely jam pack it with as much sugar as you can get in there. Let the kids even put their fingers on it, wash their hands and just press it in and stuff it as much as possible.
Gotcha. Of course, I use a makeshift spoon that wants to fold. All right, so pack them in as much as you can. If you have kids that don't like stuff on their hands, like I do have my 7-year-old, he is a little bit more on the sensory sensitive side. So just get a thing of gloves so they can still hands-on play with it, but at the same time, you don't have to worry about him getting upset about stuff on their hands. Because I know when he plays with moon sand, or even what was it? It was one he really did not like.
And he might even be a little bit more open, because if he gets a little sugar on his fingers, if he tastes it, it's not so bad.
That is true. Now, this is safe because this is food coloring. So this is safe if the kids end up eating or sticking it in their mouths or licking it off their fingers. It is okay. So there is 2 rows right there. And then, let's see. I'll do my soupy one. So the soupy one will take forever. So don't expect this to set. So definitely
throw in a little bit more sugar, see if that helps.
Yeah, no problem. If it looks like this, it's too soupy, so don't put it in. Learn from my mistakes. So let's add a little bit more to that and get that better consistency. All right, there we go. So as you can see, it's looking better. So let's fully get this circled in there. There you go. Yep, that looks a lot better. So as you can tell, let me get this stick out for it. As you can tell right now, since I added more sugar, it does look a lot more like the purple. So this will probably be suffice. I think this should work. So because I used that spoon already, I am just going, because I don't like being messy. I'm so sorry. My kids loved it though. They loved it all. Like my 7-year-old, of course, he was a little iffy about touching it and everything, so he used a spoon. But my 11-year-old and my 2-year-old, they made a nice mess. They had fun. So we are going to push them in and make the cubes. See if there's any more. Let me look real quick, make sure we don't have any more new ones. Okay, we have Christina says, oh, let me scroll over a little bit. I like the shade of purple you have. Thank you. So that one was, I want to say 4 to 5 drops of red, and I only used 1.5, maybe 2 of the blue. So you want more red for a purple and less blue. So let me go back down here so you can see the work. So what I am doing is just shoving them in here, and we'll get this going. Now, finding the consistency is the biggest part. Now I'm going to get all messy real quick. Is the biggest part, because again, if you have it too soupy like I had when my first and somewhat second attempt, because not all of them solidified perfectly, as you could see. So once you figure out the consistency and you can eyeball it much better, then you will have a more successful experiment. But even a experiment that is not what it's supposed to be is still a success. So definitely don't get hard on yourself or let your kids get hard on themselves about it, because that's the whole point of science. I'm going to talk and do this, sorry. All right. So this is a whole cube. We got purple and we have red. Now I will show you the other colors just so you guys can have a view. These are the, I don't know how good you can see these, but these I did one of each color with my cubes. Let me open this one up so you can see it. See, obviously too soupy. So this would be something, and that's without me stirring it, but this would be something that you would want to add more sugar to and get it to that consistency. And I did pre-make these a few hours ago, so that could also be the reason why too. I did let them sit. As you could tell, it's soupy, so we are going to add some more and get that more of a snow cone. I want to say it's more like a snow cone-like consistency. So let's add some more. Alrighty. And what I did is I just put my little cube block, my mold, and I just let it sit on the kitchen counter overnight. Because again, mine were a little bit more soupy, because even this, as you could tell, needs a little bit more, just a little bit more. So mine did take a little bit longer. Now, if you do the right consistency and it looks more snow cone-ish type of consistency, then it won't take as long. I also read in the instructions that it said if you have a more humid house, that will also be a factor in your experiment. So you want to keep in mind if you put it in a cool, dry place, of course, it will solidify and evaporate a lot quicker. But if you have a humid house, which here in Florida, for me at least, that is always a possible factor. So this is still not, let's do it side by side. This is still not the snow cone-like consistency that I have here. So we're going to add a little bit more, but that is how vibrant the orange is. So at least you guys get to see what it'll look like. in your little bowl. You don't have to have small bowls like this. I just thought this would be easier to show everybody. I did like the fact that I already had them with lids. So if we didn't use everything, we could close it up and we can come back to it and do another mold. And it's just the endless amount of sugar cubes with my kids, because one row or one block mold is probably not going to be enough for 3 kiddos. So now we have a little bit more of a consistency. I would say this probably needs a little bit more sugar, but I'm running out and I still got one more to go. So that is the consistency that we are trying to get. All right, so, and then here's the blue color. Ooh. Come on, top. Sorry guys, bear with me. All right. Get another one of these chopsticks. Ooh. All right, so again, I did get it a little soupy. It also sat a little bit. So I'm going to stir this up, and as you see, it is still soupy, so we're going to add more. I'm just going to put the last bit of here. And we have one more, so we can mix another color, guys, as well. Now, my other color I was looking into was going to be the orange and the red, but of course, if everyone knows their coloring, that makes it brown. So just keep that in mind. Let me put a little bit more here so we can get that snow cone look and fluff. Because the consistency is key to the successful experiment. Alrighty. Yes. So as you see, it looks more snow cone-ish and not so watery. So then this one won't take a day and a half. It won't take as long. So there's the blue. I love how vibrant the blue is. And the orange is super bright, which is awesome. Now, do you have any suggestion for the next mixing color? We've done a purple. What other good color have you found to mix well with to make another awesome color? Oh, we lost it. I know you're there. I see you. I cannot hear you, no. But we will figure it out. Oh, let me bring this up a little bit. Oh, and while we wait, we have a few comments. So let me get to here. Facebook user, which I assume is going to be Christina again, says, I need to be more creative like this. I am not an artsy person. So I love the fact that I can feel like I'm being creative with these kits with my kids, because my daughter's the one, like, she could draw anything. She is the artsy one in this family. So I kind of feel like I'm teaching my daughter something besides her always teaching me artsy stuff. Let's see. And then she says, my students go to art therapy twice a week, and we also teach life skills. It is perfect for this kit. Laura Suits looked at this. Oh, very cool. Yes, Christina has, she's a SPED teacher. So she is very, very well diverse in all sensory items and learning items and stuff for her kids. So let's see. If we make brown, guys, I'm very sorry. So let me bear with me, guys. I'm so sorry. We are going to mix another color. Okay. So since we know that we're probably going to get brown, I'm going to put very, very little red. I still can't hear you, but I see that you're trying to talk. If you want to write in the host chat what color combination, maybe, because then I can do that as well with your advice to help out. Let me move over here. So just bear with us, viewers. We are getting there. Here. Scoot down a little bit while we wait. So of course, I'm a Virgo, so I'm a little bit more of an organizer. So I did keep everything kind of in here. But of course, when you're at the kitchen, it doesn't matter what it is. All right, let's see. You can also make rainbow cubes, adding different layers. Oh, very cool. So what she's saying is you can do like a small layer, which of course I've already finished my cubes with 2 colors. So you can do like a little layer of say blue, and then pack a little layer of say orange, and just slowly do that. And then just not like rainbow like this, but you would have layers of different colors, and it won't blend in together. You actually have those single layers, which is pretty cool. I have not done that, so that'll probably be attempt number 3 or 4 for me with the kiddos, because we haven't done that one. And let's see. She said that it is a lot of fun to do the rainbow cubes, and you can also try orange and blue. So we are going to mix orange and blue, and of course, like she said before, blue is a bit stronger, so we're only going to probably do 1 at first with the blue and mostly the orange. Yes, and she re-verified only like a little bit of blue. So we're going to do 1 good drop of blue. And I'm going to do 4 right now of the orange. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll put the top back on it. Okay. And so now, since this is orange, I'm not going to be mixing any crazy color. It's going to blend in. So we're going to blend this in a little bit. And as you see, it clumps up. So we're going to use a little bit of the water. Oh, she said another good thing to help with more molds is if you have small cookie cutters, you can also make larger cubes like that. It's so interesting. I don't know why I didn't think about it. See, I'm not artsy, so I didn't think about that. That's awesome. So once you run out of your little small mold, you can definitely add some more. All right, now I'm going to be careful with this and not put too much at first because I don't have any more sugar to back up my oopsies. So let me put this aside. We are mixing. All right, and as you see, it is mixing, but I might need just a tad bit more water. But of course, you don't want to go too much in the water, but it is already making this green. And remember, when you use blue, mixing it with other colors, make sure that you just put 1 drop. A little goes a long way with the blue, so then you don't get a dark one like my dark black purple looking thing, which is still a pretty color, but it's still a pretty color. But with kids, you really want to see, more of a vibrant color and a little bit less of a dark, gloomy color. All right, let's see. As you see, it is getting there. Yes, Jason, if you want to put anybody else on from the Griddly Kids crew, by all means, you can. We are almost done with this green mixture. Okay. She said no, she will write. So that works. We welcome anybody who wants to come hop on. All right, so as you see, it is more green. It still has that I hope snow cone consistency helps you guys when you guys do this kit, because that is like the best thing that I could think of. Is it is like a snow cone. It's not droopy. It does stick, as you can see with the chopstick. So if it gets droopy and it looks more liquidy, then you've gone too much with the water. So you really want it to have this type of, let's see if I can pack it. Yeah, this type of consistency. And that is the green. So we blended 2 different colors. There we go. 2 different colors and made 2 different ones that aren't even food colors that were in the box. So this is awesome because it helps teach the kids how to mix in colors and create colors themselves. So that also is an art factor in this kit, because you're learning how to create different colors with what you have. Because of course, in art class, you only have 3. You can do so much more and create more colors, as long as you know the color wheel and how to do it. But of course, blue is a big, powerful color. So 1 drop and you're done. And then the other ones will help carry that into mixing it into another color. Okay. And then it says, when you are drying the cubes, out, if you are in a hot climate, put it outside to dry out faster. And here in Florida, if I would have known that and it wasn't raining, I would have definitely put it out there, and it probably would have been like super fast because it gets really, really hot here. And but because of course it was raining and it's raining now, it would be very humid now. So you'd have to make sure, if you're in another climate like Arizona, it's more drier, hotter heat, and it's less humid, then that would be a great way to get it to speed up a little bit more. If you're in Louisiana or Florida, it depends on the on the season, if you're going to be getting that humid hot, because if it is, it doesn't work. But like I said, if you know your house isn't a huge humid place, then you don't have to worry about, if it's not humid in your house, you don't have to worry about it. But if it is humid in the house, then you will probably have a little bit issue, and it might take a little bit longer than normal. So we have shown you the colors, and I will put the cubes back in my hand again. So let's go. So these are the ones I did earlier. And as you can see, some of them are actually, I can pick them up and hold them. And then some of them kind of start to break apart. And that's just because I put too much, just too much water. But now we know it needs to be a snow cone consistency. And it needs to look more like sandish, wet sand, or snow cone to me is just like the easiest. I hope that helps everyone that does do this, because that's like the best description I can give to you. But also here in Florida, snow cones like a big thing. Shaved ice is another one, another consistency to look into. Let me read the comments real quick from the host, and then I will get to the viewer comments. Let me make sure I did not miss anything. Make sure you compact them as much as possible and fill them as much as possible. So like she said, your kids, if they don't mind getting messy, they can actually stick their thumb and their fingers and push real, real hard. So that'll help make it so that it does not break or anything like that. And then I'm just wanting to make sure I go over anything and I don't miss anything that she has wrote. It makes it compact, and then it'll be more successful if you compact it very, very good, which will be good for the kids because, of course, they will love, pushing on it real hard. The cubes will be tighter, so it'll be less likely for them to crumble. All right, let me go back over to the public chat and make sure I did not lose anybody either over there. We have, so sorry. All right. Christina wrote, so did you get that vibrant orange from yellow and red? The vibrant orange, believe it or not, right here, that is this sucker. They already have a vibrant orange. So you did not have to mix a yellow. This is actually, I know it looks a little bit yellow probably, but this is an orange food coloring, and it made this. So you don't have to mix any colors with this one. It's more green and purple are the two that we mix. So this one comes with it. And then this blue, which I did not put a lot of blue, This blue comes in here. And again, if you put more blue food coloring in it, then it will get darker blue. So it depends on the shades you want as well. And then with the red, I'll show you the red. This is what happened with the red. Again, if you put more food coloring in it, it'll be a darker red. It all depends on how many drops you would like to put in there. Okay. Let me go back, make sure. So did you get the, okay, sorry, I already said that one, so we're good. And then Risa says, if you want it to be pinky, you could put just a little bit of red, like just a little dot. So you can also make a pink hue as well with the red. So again, the color options really are endless. It all depends on how little or how much of the food coloring you put in. So if you want to just test it out with your kids and just do like 1 or 2 and then add on as you guys go, then you can change it that way as well. We have another one. It says, Christina says, I don't know why my name isn't showing, but oh, this is Nita. Okay, I am so sorry. Christina also is a Facebook user. I don't know why they're not showing up on my end. My apologies, guys. So if I call the wrong name, I'm super, super sorry. So let me go back to this chat real quick, make sure I got everything. Risa says, sorry, guys, my mic has stopped working. Of course, technical difficulties always happen in this world. So show must go on, and she's being a trooper because she's helping me in the back. You know, she's still giving me awesome pointers and awesome advice to give you guys in the background. She said, thanks for having me. It's been great to share this with you. All right, guys. So that was our demo. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It definitely was fun to do with the kids. Again, these kits are great for weekend, you know, just awesome, fun things to do with your kids on the weekend. Now, yes, and there's a lot more with the kit. Like Risa said, there is about 12 experiments in this kit and in this tiny booklet. You would not expect there to be 12. But there are so many more kits when it comes to creating crystal lollipop type of things. Just the possibilities are endless, and it's super fun. I mean, my kids of all ages loved doing this little kit with me. We haven't gone through all of the experiments. We really focused on the sugar cubes. So we still have plenty of endless time and fun to be had with this kit. So it's not just going to stop there. Now we will get on to the giveaway portion. Let me just clean up this a little bit and get this out of my way. Sorry, guys, bear with us. Okay. All right, bring you guys back here. Now I got sugary hands. Okay, so there were so many other experiments to do in this kit. I want to thank Risa again for helping me explain everything and just talk about more with these amazing products, because I know like the rocket lander is super fun, but of course it could be a little discouraging when you see all of like when you see everything, you're like, oh, I know I got lost at first, but my husband helped me out, and believe it or not, my 11-year-old daughter helped me out. So so it's like the kids, I might have not been good at it because I'm not math, but I mean the kids, if you have a daughter or a son that is big on math, like that is the board game to do for sure. So now on to the other part of the fun part of the show, guys. We are going to give away a Just Add Sugar kit and a Just Add Rocket kit. So let me get over here real quick. All right. Now to win, just answer this this question below. It's going to say, what do your kids love the most about STEAM and STEM kits and board games, of course. And when you comment your answer now, we will choose who will receive the Just Add Sugar and the Rocket Lander. We will, let's see real quick. I am sorry. We have a comment over here. Gotcha. So we are going to do 2 winners this time. Yay, right? 2 more extra chances to get it. Okay, so what do your kids love the most about STEM and STEAM kits? Just answer that in the comment below. If it says Facebook user, if you could put your name at the end or at the beginning of your answer so we know exactly who got it, so or who made that answer, so we can make sure that the right person, everyone gets picked. Because I want to make sure that I don't accidentally mess that up. Now we are going to go to a quick video to give you guys some more time to answer the question. So we're going to cut to that and we will be right back, guys.
There's something cool about you, I'm such a fool around you no matter the circumstance. It does me such disservice, why do I get so nervous? I never stood a chance. If I could lose my mind, relax and just unwind, put all my fears behind me, do you think that love would find me? Hello, 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 that's what I'd say. Hello, 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 hello.
Hey guys, welcome back. Now, for those of you that have just tuned in, we are watching Sensory Deal Live, where you find the best deals, the most awesome giveaways on sensory toys, educational tools, and kid products all in one spot. If you haven't answered our giveaway question yet, here it is again. It is, what do your kids love about STEM and STEAM kits? Now, again, I am going to, this kit and the Rocket Lander are going to be 20% off for our Sensory Deal members. So we will have those links in the comment, and we will also have direct links, but you can also go to our sensorydeal.com and click on the links there, or you can click on the links in the comments to make sure that it's the direct link to what you need. Now, I also wanted to make sure everyone knew where to find Griddly Kids. To check out the whole line of Just Add kits, their board games, and they have so much more, guys. They have different I'm trying to think. They have so many different stages and so many different kits, games, memory games, everything like that. Like, they have so much stuff. So it's definitely something you might want to check out on their website outside of Sensory Deal, because after those 2 kits, you are going to want to order another kit, and you are going to want to keep going with these, because it's definitely, for me, it's fun, family fun nights. Excuse me. That is like the big thing we try to do with our kids. So like for these kits, to me, that is like, it'll take up, a few hours. The kids will have fun. You'll have fun. They won't be on screen, so they get a little screen time break. So you will check them out at their website, which is griddlykids.ca. We will also have that link in the comments below shortly. You can also follow them on Facebook, which is www.facebook.com/griddlykids. You also can find them on YouTube. I know my husband's a big YouTube fan, and I'm slowly getting into the YouTube world, just like watching videos and learning off of YouTube. So definitely check out their YouTube channel, which is going to be Griddly Kids, Griddly Games, CAN. Now, they were Griddly Games, and then they changed their name to Griddly Kids. So if that gets a little confusing, we're very sorry, but they are in transition to fully transitioning everything over to Griddly Kids. So their YouTube channel is still in process, but it's getting there. So we are almost at the end of the show, guys. That means that it's time to announce a winner. And Risa is going to do us the honors and pick the 2 winners. Her mic still might not be working, so I will probably have to read in the chat. So let me read these comments that we have from our viewers now and get the names down, so then we can pick we can have her pick a winner. All right. Let me make sure I don't miss anything, and I scroll up. All right. And they start right here. Okay, it says, me and my autistic son have never done one of these. My students love that they get to do things that make them think. And it says that these two comments were Kara Willison. Again, if I butcher your name, I'm so sorry, guys. But this is Kara. So we have Kara as one possible nominee. Then this comment says, my students love to do experiments that are fun and that explode, which makes the sounds and can take them home which makes sounds and can take them home to share with their parents. And that was Christina Chapman. Then we have Nita. She said, my kids love working with me to make things, especially things that they can eat or use. Of course, what kid doesn't love to eat their experiments, right? So the Just Add Sugar is a super awesome kit to have. We've done bath bombs and chapstick before. Oh, that's cool. I know my son always says, can I have that last bath bomb? Can I take a bath? So, I mean, my kids would be right there with you. And then we have Christina says, my students love to do experiments that are fun. Okay, so Christina did the experiments with the students and making the sounds, and then sharing that with their parents. So we have Christina, we have Nita, and then we have up here Kara. So those are the three. Now I'm going to hop over to my other little chat here so I can see what the winners are. Our first winner, guys, is going to be Kara. Yay! And then the second one, let's see, we're waiting a little bit. Drum roll. Is going to be Christina. So we have Christina and we have Kara, guys. You guys are the winners. Congratulations. We are super excited to get those out to you. So again, we are going to have, please email us at hello@lockykid.com to receive your prizes. And if you don't email us, it's going to be hard to get a hold of you. So make sure you email us. We will have the email link again in the comments. So then we also have that. It is hello@lockykid.com. All right. Well, that is it for today's episode, everyone. And I really want to thank you so much, Risa, again, for joining us. I'm so sorry we're having technical difficulties, but it's been awesome getting to know you and just learning about your company. I'm so excited to see what you guys have in store for later on this year, for sure. Thank you again for sharing your amazing company with us and even just thinking and creating this amazing company. Yes, like I said, she has a whole line. She's got Just Add Soap, Just Add Milk, Just Add Sun. That one looked really cool. She also has, I think one was fruits and veggies, was a Just Add fruits and veggies. And then she also had Just Add, I forgot what it was. Whole line. Yeah, that's the fruits and veggies. Just Add egg. She has a whole line for Just Add products. So, and it's not just one experiment in each kit. There is a handful, and baking soda. So these are, and it has pretty much everything in it. Yeah, you might need some little straggler things here and there for the projects and the experiments, but for the most part, like all the core things you're going to need for these experiments are in these kits. And it's not just one kit you're buying. The kit is going to have multiple different experiments in that one kit. So it's going to be multiple nights of awesome family fun night for your kids of all ages, not just, the older ones, all ages. Of course, my 2-year-old needed a little help, but that's okay because he was still into it and he was still learning and absorbing, what he was learning. So, all right, guys, this has been Sensory Deal Live. We will see you next time for another Deals Filled Thursday.